Okay, so what happened over here is that basically you are having, again, let's go back to the thing we have just talked about. 360 degree is equivalent, apa ni? 360 degree is equivalent to 2 pi. So let me write that out again. 360 degree is equivalent to 2 pi. What does it mean? Let's do a bit of simplification. Yes, pi equal to what? 180. So you choose yourself. You choose yourself. Some people will be more comfortable with this. They will just say, oh, I know it's easy to remember. 2 pi, 360. It makes sense to me. 2 pi is a whole circle. It represents 360. Okay? Some people will say, I don't want so many numbers. I just want to remember what is pi. Yeah? Here, this is pi. Pi essentially represents half. Okay? Half. Okay? Half of your circle. So it's 180 degree. So anyway, essentially just remember one of it, then you want to find the other one, just divide by 2 times 2. I think that's really simple. Okay, nothing much to talk about this. But essentially, yes, you need to remember the ratio is pi to 180 degree, or you can remember 2 pi to 160 degree. This is in degree. This is in radian. Okay, so if I give you an angle, let's say I give you 60. How do you find the pi form? Yes, okay, very simple, because you should know that it's in a ratio. It's in a ratio. So if 180 degree takes out pi, then 60 degree takes out only a portion of 180 degree. It's only take a portion, it's not the full 180 degree, it's only taking a portion. So 60 taking a portion of 60 over 180 degree multiplied by pi. Okay, I hope this makes sense over here. Essentially just try to find the ratio between 180 and 60. Okay, yeah, so then you get 1/3, 1/3 pi. Okay, that's the idea over here. Very simple, very simple. Yeah, now if I give you pi, also same thing. If I give you 6/5 pi, how do you convert? Again, remember, pi is equivalent to 180 degree. So 6/5 pi, you divide by pi, this is the portion, you multiply by 180 degree, you should get, what is this? Calculator, it's okay. What is this? 2 or 4, is it? Anyway, you can calculate yourself. 5, 3, 5. Okay. No, 216 degree. Okay, yeah, then you can see this is the angle over here. So again, I want to keep this really simple. Basically, just remember that you have a ratio. And the ratio is what? I usually recommend this. I usually prefer this 180 degree to pi. 180 degree to pi. So you only have two choices. Either you multiply pi, divide by 180, okay? Or you divide by pi, multiply by 180. I hope you can see this. It's just a matter of inversing them, okay? Either you time pi first, then you divide by 180 degree, or you time 80 degree first, you divide by pi. It's just a matter of which one doing first. You're doing which one first, okay? So with that you can see, there is only two possible methods over here. So if you are given a degree and you do this, you get radian. Okay? If you are given radian, you do this, divide by pi and times 80 degree, you get the degree. Okay? And again, I hope this should make sense to you because essentially, like I said, it's a ratio issue over here. So degree, of course, you divide by degree lah. You don't divide degree by radian because we are looking for ratio. What is a ratio? Degree over 180 degree, because 180 is also your degree. Okay? And similarly, radian over radian, because pi is also your radian. Okay? Yeah, so this is how we convert. Okay, like let's say we go one step backward. If you really cannot remember who is converting who, just very simple, you look at the number 135. And you ask yourself, do you think it's making sense to times this over 180, or is it more making sense to time this one over pi? Let's do a quick check. Okay, this is a degree, this is radian, right? So if you convert it with the two methods over here, you should see 135 divided by 180, you get 3 over 4 pi. I think it kind of makes sense, okay? 3 over 4 pi radian, okay, sure. 另外一个 the other one, 135 times 180 divided by pi. Oh my god, 7794, whatever it is, okay? Yeah, do you think this makes sense as a radian? No, this is way too huge. We don't need to have such a large angle over here. Does that make sense? So yeah, it's okay. We will just stick with, then you can see just doing a simple sense check. Okay, doing a simple sense check, you should be able to see that you are looking at 3 over 4 pi. Okay, that's it. Yeah, cool. Like, I think that's about it. Okay, one more thing I want to mention, okay, just a bit of general knowledge over here. Since we talk about pi, we talk about pi, we talk about 2 pi, we talk about all the angles over here. There's one specific number which is quite special, which is 1 radian. This is not in terms of pi, this is just single number, 1 radian. Again, pi means what? Pi radian means 180 degree. So what does 1 radian mean over here? 1 radian essentially, okay, if you think about it, it is supposed to be 1 over pi times, yeah, correct? 1 over pi times 180 degree. Yep, and then I think there's a number over here. So if you go to the number, it should be divided by pi. This one, this is the angle over here. Yep, I think you don't need to remember the angle. It's fine to not remember the angle, but the idea is that, again, if you remember what is the meaning of radian, it is the ratio. Remember this? Yes, it is a ratio of circumference to radius. Ratio of circumference to radius. So if you tell me circumference to radius is 1 radian, what does it mean? That means circumference equal to radius. So a specific case over here, when radian equal to 1, circumference equal to radius. You are looking at radius 5 cm, radius 5 cm, circumference also 5 cm. And this specific angle, we call it 1 radian, which what we are more known as is 57.296 degree. You can do a check yourself. You can try to calculate the circumference with a normal formula, you know. Yeah, indeed it will be 5 cm. Okay, that's it. Yep, so this is a brief overview over here. I mean, no, not brief. This is a very complete, I think this is a very complete walkthrough of how you can convert angle. Okay, lastly, this one I think I don't need to teach that, but essentially you can also convert on your calculator. So again, this is the world of digitalization. Please, there are a lot of information. Just go to Google or YouTube, learn, okay, how to convert it. It should be a very simple method. Okay, yeah, so you can try to explore in your calculator how do you convert between radian and degree. Okay, yeah, and again, mind you that because your calculator can approve and can operate in both degree and radian, you have to be very careful because AddMath syllabus, right, SPM, you involve radian, you also involve degree. Your calculator is gonna be operating in 2 different modes, switching between radian, degree, radian, degree, radian, degree. Which means what? What does it mean? Yeah, that means you need to be very careful. You cannot take radian as a degree. You cannot take a degree as a radian. You need to be very clear at every calculation of your angle. Whenever it comes to angle, triangular measure geometric whatever this one and whatever it is. When it comes to angle, you need to be very careful. Bear in mind your calculator. What is it operating in? Is it in radian mode? Is it in degree mode? Make sure you check that. Usually it will be denoted by D and R. Okay, so on your top of calculator, you should be able to see D and R. So if you see a D, this is degree law. If you see an R, this is radian. That's a brief idea over here. Okay, but again, essentially, just remember that you have 2 different modes of operation on your calculator. So make sure you don't mix them up. Okay, that's it. Yep. Okay, cool.